How do you tell someone that it's not that you don't value their opinion, it's just that you have one also? It's a little bit windy out today. I was out driving all day and had a really hard time keeping on the road. Crazy, like 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds today. It's really warm. It's supposed to be really warm tomorrow, and then we're supposed to get a snowstorm tomorrow night. You know, I would say nowadays more than ever, everyone has an opinion. Everyone wants to give their 2 cents. They want to be noticed. And there's a lot of really good opinions out there, let me tell you. There's a lot of experience that is far surpassing mine. But something I will say I have a hard time with is trying to figure out whose opinion matters. Whose opinion has more weight in your life than someone else's. You know, everyone's circumstances are so different. Everyone has such a different hand dealt in life. You know, the situations and circumstances that we go through in southeast Kansas raising bison might be completely different than someone, even if they raised bison right next door to me, much less in other terrains like, let's say, Canada or South Dakota or even Georgia. You know, our area right down here is so unique. So how do you take someone who wants to give you advice, who let's just say they've been doing it for 30 or 40 years, but yet their circumstances are so much different than yours, and they want you to do it this way, and if you say no, it feels like to me that I'm telling them that I don't value their opinion, but that's not the case at all. It's just my circumstances are different than theirs. Now this is what's so crazy. The older I get, the more I value more people's opinion. The more I realize how much I don't know. The old saying of the more you know, the less you know. I am finding that out to be so true. But you know, when I think about teenagers and how they have such a hard time with making decisions and making the right decisions, I think I understand, because you know, in order to take someone else's opinion, you kind of need to have your own. Because when you think about it, taking someone's opinion, you have to weigh in your own experiences of taking someone's opinion like that in the past. Maybe it was someone's opinion in the past that made you think through whether or not this person's opinion had more weight than someone else's. It may sound a little oxymoron-ish, but it seems to me the older I get, the more opinionated I become, but yet the more I realize I want other people's opinions too, because I want to be able to weigh in what I think is right and what I think is wrong. Now, none of this comes from any one circumstance that I've had in the last week or two or anything like that. I've just been thinking through some serious decisions we have to make on the farm. And talking to some other producers and some other ranchers, they'll tell you, well, you need to do it this way because I've had this experience. And then you talk to another rancher and they say, you need to do it this way because I have had this experience. And I'll tell you what, you get so many of those in your head, it can be really daunting. But what we have to do on our ranch in Southeast Kansas, in our circumstances, is to take the information that we're given, weigh it, put it on the scales, and try to decide whether or not that's what we're going to do. Experiences come into play too. There's a lot of experiences that we go through as individuals that we want to be able to warn people about. And I understand that. There's a lot of things that I have gone through personally that I want to warn people about also. And so I get that. You know, people want to be able to share their experiences with you. They want to be able to tell you the pitfalls, all the things that you could do differently that they didn't do that could be better for you. We still got to get the bison fed tonight before we run out of daylight. Tonight, but it's a little too dark. I don't have help with the gate, so I'm not going to risk getting the tractor into the field tonight, so we'll do this tomorrow. It really is funny how that works. The older you get, the more opinionated you become, but really the older you get, the more you value others' opinions also. You know, I've gone through a fair amount of trials in my lifetime. Nothing compared to some people. Raising bison has not been something that has been easy to figure out. We had a lot of mistakes right off the bat, a lot of things that I listened to other people's opinions that wasn't right. You know, there was cattle producers that were giving me their opinions, which was great opinions. And it was opinions that had been doing it for years, tried and tested. But unfortunately, that information didn't translate to buffalo. There's things like that that are interesting, that you have to weigh out what is valid in your circumstance and what is valid in someone else's circumstance. So that is something that I am definitely working through and learning as I go. This year I'll be 35 years old, and it seemed like when I hit 18, that was it. Like, that was the climax. I thought I had arrived, and unfortunately I had not, because I'm 34 now, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. So hopefully down the road, maybe when I'm 80 or 90, I'll feel like I have scratched a little bit deeper, but I don't think I'll ever feel like that I have arrived. I've got some really good close friends that are in their 70s, and they tell me that they have never felt like they have arrived up into that age. So I am looking forward to gaining wisdom as we go on and as we take this journey. I'm glad to go on this journey, and I'm glad you guys are on the journey with us.